The Communities Secretary, Michael Gove, has come up with a new official definition on extremism with an aim to ban those with a violent or intolerant ideology from government links and funds. While this is welcome news, think about the stated aim again. The aim is to make sure these extremist groups are denied government links and funds. That means that extremist groups with a violent and intolerant ideology have been receiving government and council funds and links. In this video, I just want to give one example of how the UK taxpayers' money has been spent on these violent and intolerant groups and how they've been promoted. I can't go through all of them, that would be too long, but just one example for this video so you can get the gist of it. Take Shakeel Begg, an imam of the Lewisham Islamic Centre. This is the same mosque at which the killers of Lee Rigby had worshipped. This imam openly supports Hamas, an organisation prescribed by the UK government as a terrorist organisation. In his sermons, he prays for Hamas victory. Even the BBC, that usually avoids tackling on the issues of Islamic extremism, made a programme about him, describing him as an extremist. In 2016, Shakeel Begg tried to sue the BBC for the programme, but he lost his court case. In his summing up of the case on 28th of October 2016, Mr. Justice Charles Haddon Cave said Begg clearly promotes and encourages violence in support of Islam and espouses a series of extremist Islamic positions on occasions when it has suited him. He has shed the cloak of respectability and revealed the horns of extremism. The judge described him as a Jekyll and Hyde character and said, Shakeel Begg appears to present one face to the general, local and interfaith community and another to particular Muslim and other receptive audiences. The former face is benign and tolerant, but the other face is ideologically extreme and intolerant. Now, with that introduction, would it surprise you if I say Lewisham's Labour Council has given the same mosque that Shakeel Begg preached at least £539,418 over 6 years? Would it surprise you if I say he'd been promoted by the Metropolitan Police in Lewisham as part of the police interfaith engagement work, even 4 years after the court ruling against Shakeel Begg? They love this interfaith thing, don't they? Just mention interfaith dialogue or interfaith engagement and you can get all sorts of funds and grants from various council and government bodies. A March 2017 Henry Jackson Society report examined how Begg had established himself as an influential figure within numerous public bodies and groups, even after the court ruling that he was an Islamic extremist. And in the same month, the Citizens UK charity reported itself to the Charity Commission because it had promoted Shakeel Begg after the court's ruling in breach of the duty of the charity not to promote extremism. In 2019, 3 years after that court ruling against Shakeel Begg, the Labour Party invited him to a Labour Against Racism meeting in Lewisham, where he spoke alongside Labour MPs, activists and students. Compare all this to the treatment handed out to those who've been warning the UK authorities about these extremists. They've been labelled far right, vilified by the media, faced travel restrictions, they've had their bank accounts closed. The establishment is not just naive, it is corrupt and it is timid. Will this new definition of extremism help? I'm not optimistic because, as I've said before, we have all the legislation needed already to tackle extremism. In this case, we even had a court ruling against this guy. But as I said before, no one wants to be the one to push the button. And it's up to the silent majority to stop being silent and push these people so that they will push the button.